I can't believe that just happened. You alright guys, and welcome back to another football talk. I'm in a different setting at the minute. I'm out in Spain. Let me show you around in this little clip here. It's alright, isn't it? I mean, you can't complain. Tori's out there, a little sunbathe. What? Hello. But yeah, I just wanted to update you guys. Wanted to have a little chat about the football because we've had the playoff semi-finals now. We've got Villa and Derby in the playoff final, and what a game we had last night. I can't believe it. I actually can't believe it. I thought as soon as Leeds scored that first goal, I thought that's it, it's plain sailing. But absolutely unreal from Derby and Frank Lampard. And I think it's going to be a really interesting final. Before I get into it though, just want to say a big shout out to our sponsors at OneFootball. Even when I'm out here in Spain, I can still stay up to date on all the latest football news and gossip. This is the app that I'm using every day to just double check that Che Adams is still a Birmingham City player, and as the transfer news rolls in over the summer, it's going to be keeping me up to date on all the Birmingham City news. Check it out if you haven't already. The link is down in the description. It is a brilliant app. But without further ado, let's talk about it, man. What happened last night? So after 24 minutes, Stuart Dallas fired Leeds into the lead yet again, and it looked like it was going to be Leeds' fourth win against Derby in the season, but it wasn't to be. It wasn't. If I was a Derby fan watching this at half time, I would have thought there's no chance getting back into it. It just didn't look like they had enough about them. But Frank Lampard made the change at half time, brought on Jack Marriott, who has been pretty good this season. He had a good goal. I think it was him against us when he completely dinked Lee Camp. Just a really good player, and wow, he made the difference. He scored straight away. And I always think the same thing with Blues. Like when you look at our QPR performance earlier on in the season, you've got to be alert for the entire 45 minutes, and it felt like they just weren't there. Like conceding at the end of one half and the start of another is absolutely devastating. Leeds managed to pull it back. Even after Derby got the penalty and went ahead in the tie, Leeds pulled it back through a goal that was very similar to the one they scored against Villa, the controversial one. Wonderful goal, but again, Jack Marriott was the man who took Derby to Wembley, and you saw the scenes. Like, I wanted Leeds to win. I'm not too bothered. Obviously I don't want Villa to win the playoffs, and I thought Leeds would probably have the best chance. But if I'm looking at it, Leeds is a really good away day, and I'm not too bothered about Derby as an away day, so ideally, if they went up, that would be great. But it would be weird seeing them in the Premier League. But it's just, you come into this point now when you're thinking, can they actually do it? Can they actually get into the Premier League? It's gone down to the final day of the season. Derby looked like they were actually going to miss out on the playoffs when they were drawing 1-1. I think Middlesbrough did slide up into that 6th place for a little bit, but Derby got there, and it's interesting seeing 3rd and 4th place being knocked out, and it's a battle between 5th and 6th now for the promotion. And for me, obviously as a Blues fan, it's hard to say. You've got to say it's got to be Villa's to lose. If you looked at it on paper, looked at the quality between the teams, you'd say it's Villa's to lose, but it could be a very difficult game for them. Take away the momentum of the games before the playoffs. If you're looking at just the playoffs, Villa haven't performed to the standards that they've set themselves this season, I don't think. But they've got the job done. That's what they did last season with Steve Bruce. Got the job done, got him into the final. But just lacking that real cutting edge in attack. And I think I just didn't see Derby as a threat. Personally, I may have underestimated them because I just didn't see them as a threat. But scoring, what, 4 goals against Leeds at their own ground? That takes some doing. It takes some doing, and you have to give them some respect for that. Like, seriously, it would be strange seeing Derby back in the Premier League. I think the last time they were there was it Paul Jewell, and they had like 11 points or something. I'm just off the top of my head. I don't know. It might be a different number. But yeah, it would be incredible. And obviously Sky Sports are loving it because it's the John Terry and Frank Lampard sort of battle in the final. And you know, as looking at it, it's setting itself up to be a really good game. You know, if you're a Leeds fan, what do you think personally went wrong for you? Did you underestimate Derby? I don't know. Again, it's another these semi-finals have been full of drama. You had the red card and penalty shootout in the Villa Baggies game. You had 2 red cards and 6 goals in this game. It's unbelievable. I hope the final is a really good game as well. In the end, there was a song on Saturday about Frank Lampard, and it said "Stop crying, Frank Lampard" or something like that. And it just shows like you gotta wait. You gotta wait before you make these songs. You gotta wait before you celebrate. I think a lot of Leeds fans thought it was already done. Thought they'd done enough. But yeah, you can't underestimate any team in this division. And I do feel bad. I got a few Leeds mates as well, so I do feel bad for them. But that's football, and for me, it's like, is Bielsa gonna stay? Is he gonna be fed up after that one season? Because there's definitely something good going on there. They just need a goal scorer. They need a talisman. Every team seems to, every team that's done well seems to have one, apart from Leeds. They've got Pablo, but I mean a striker that can score 20 plus goals. We've got Che Adams, Sheffield United, Billy Sharp, Norwich, Timu Pukki, Villa have even got the tapping merchant, Abraham, you know what I mean? So everyone's got that sort of talisman. But I feel like that's what Leeds really missed this season. Now let's get into the predictions anyway. I want to hear your predictions for the playoff final down below. Once the playoff final has been done, I'm going to do my reactions to the my entire initial predictions, which aren't great. They're not great at all. I had Stoke top as a little hint there. But yeah, I think in the final, I think it's going to be another tight game. No one's really going to want to open up too much. It's a massive game. There's about 300 million on the line or something. I don't know how much it is, but it's just a huge game and it takes bottle. So if you're looking at the 2 games in the league, if you put them together on aggregate, Villa have won that 7-0. So I mean, the playoffs is a completely different beast altogether, but I think it says a lot about what they're facing on paper. But the playoff final is all about spirit, desire, fight. And Derby showed that. Oh, they showed it. I feel like Villa had a fairly, not easy, but they made it difficult for themselves. They didn't play well, but unfortunately, West Brom couldn't take their chances, and they had about 4 defenders taking their penalties. Yes, Villa deserved to be there because they beat the Baggies, but I think Derby have had to they've had a much tougher test. So will they be more prepared for it? Maybe. And I think it's hard to just look at past results and say this is what's going to happen, this isn't, so it's a real interesting one, and I'm looking forward to watching it. Obviously, being a Blues fan, I don't want Villa to go up, but I think it'll be a real interesting one for the neutral. But if I'm going to give a prediction, I think it's going to be another tight game. I think it really is going to be like 1-0 either way. It'll be very similar to last year's playoff final. I think it's going to be very nervy, but it's going to be about who's got the mental strength. I just think Derby might have the momentum going into this. I know Villa have had their 10 wins in a row, whatever, but that's starting to slow down. The momentum, you had the momentum at the end of the season, and now it's starting to slow down for them. And I think Derby are just hitting theirs at the right time. And that win against Leeds will boost everyone. And at Wembley, it's 90 minutes. Anything can happen. I'm gonna say 1-1 full time, and I think I'm gonna go 1-0 full time again with Derby winning it 1-0, and it would be a real shock. It would be. I didn't expect them to beat Leeds, but they just look like they can do it. We're gonna have to see anyway. It's really hard for me to call. I want to see down in the comments below what you think about it. What do you think about Leeds' performance? What do you think about Derby's? Like, I think whatever happens, it's going to be a good game between 2 decent teams. So we'll have to see how it goes. But let me know what you think down in the comments below as well. Make sure you like the video if you did enjoy. Sorry it's not an amazing video. I'm on holiday, so I just wanted to get like a little video out chatting about the playoffs. Incredible, man, incredible. Love watching it, and I'm gonna miss football when it's over. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but yeah, that'll be it from me. I'll see you in the next one. Keep right on.